Not too long ago, Josh Giddey really worked his way up and has been able to put on display his gifted selfless passing abilities, but he also has a level of understanding to the game that's way ahead of his time. But he's really owned up to his flaws, and by no means has he ever stayed content and satisfied for the success that has come his way, because he's really had to learn on how to turn the slander and doubt into straight fuel to become the best player he could possibly be. This is the Josh Giddey story. Josh Giddey was born on October 10, 2002 in Melbourne, Australia. Basketball was a sport that ran deep in his family, and at first his ultimate goal at a young age was to be good enough to make it into the NBL, which was the same league that his father Warwick was able to experience, winning 2 championships. His mother Kim played in the WNBL and played with a high basketball IQ, which was genetically passed down into Josh's playstyle. His father really made a special effort earlier on in Josh's career, telling him and really instilling into him on how to be a team player and to always be able to make the people around him better. And even all of his teams that he played on growing up, it was never about individual success. Even though he flourished on the court with his playmaking abilities, Giddey did experience being cut 3 times by his state team, which consisted of the top talent of the Australian states of Victoria, New South Wales, and Southern Australia. It wasn't until a growth spurt at around the age of 16 that he really started to gain recognition from scouts. But as he continued to grow and really develop, he was finally able to crack the roster. But it was at a national event where he simply balled out and displayed his elite feel for the game. It resulted in Josh getting a full scholarship to the NBA Academy. And from here, it's like the momentum really started to shift in his way. Giddey would go on to lead the academy team to a championship at the world-renowned Torneo Junior tournament in Spain. He even collected MVP honors at the event, after he averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. But shortly after that, he bagged up his rising stock again at the Basketball Without Borders event at NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago. Those achievements earned him an opportunity to be selected into the Next Stars program for the NBL, a system that was originally created to draw over prospects. But he had a tough decision to make, because at that point in time, the NCAA was calling his name. He had racked up his share of offers from schools like Arizona, Colorado, St. John's, and many more. He even became very close into picking Colorado, but with conversation with NBL executives, it really altered his decision. Giddey began to realize that playing in the NBL could possibly be a better route over playing college basketball. The way they took care of the previous players and the opportunity Josh would be able to get to really play and develop his game against grown men at such a young age. So at just the age of 17 years old, he chose the NBL route and signed with the Adelaide 36ers and officially began his professional playing career. His start to the NBL wasn't so welcoming. A lot of his passes were led to turnovers, and he only shot 2 of 22 on threes throughout his first 7 games in the NBL. But the slander that he was faced with really motivated him to be a better player. But in his second game in the league, he scored 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. And shortly after, he winded up scooping the starting point guard position. His shooting from 3 even improved to 37%. He ended the season on fire, recording triple doubles in 3 of his last 4 games in the NBL. With him being 17 to start his professional career, it was a big learning curve for him. And from a physical aspect, it really challenged him, because on any given night, his matchup could be against a grown man in their 30s. But with this high level of basketball intelligence, within a couple games, he learned to adjust. Now, he was a slower player for the point guard position, nor did he have the freakish athleticism that the scouts would love to see. And he also had a relatively short wingspan compared to his 6'8" frame. Now, with him having a 6'7" wingspan, he was only among a handful of NBA NBA players who don't have a wingspan that either meets or exceeds their current height. But even though he had some work to do as a scorer, he was a pretty skilled finisher and had good touch. And so after being able to average 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, he was a projected lottery pick, which led him to enter his name in the 2021 NBA draft. And he would go 6th overall to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And in his 3rd game of his rookie season, he came out and dropped 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists to go along with 4 steals and instantly turned some heads. But this was just the start of an underrated season. He became the youngest player in NBA history to record a triple-double. This is where he put up 17 points, 13 rebounds, and 14 assists versus the Dallas Mavericks, which was one of 4 of the triple-doubles he recorded during his rookie season, which broke LaMelo Ball's record. Now on February 16th, he broke the 61-year-old record versus the Spurs when he recorded his 3rd consecutive triple-double, making him the first rookie to do so since Oscar Robertson did in the 1960-61 season. On February 14th, 2022, Giddey scored a career high, putting up 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists versus the New York Knicks in a win. Now also during his rookie campaign, he broke Westbrook's double-double and triple-double records by a Thunder rookie, recording 16 double-doubles to Westbrook's 10 and 4 triple-doubles to Westbrook's 1. Giddey even joined Carmelo Anthony, being the only 2 players in NBA history to each win 5 Rookie of the Months and not win Rookie of the Year. For his rookie season, he averaged 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. He shot 41% from the field, but only 26% from the 3-point line. But on February 25th, Josh would unfortunately suffer a hip injury, which did sideline him for the rest of the season. And so far in the 22-23 season, he's been able to average 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, while shooting 46% from the field and 26% from 3. On November 13th versus the New York Knicks, he scored 24 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds, joining Wilt Chamberlain as the only player in NBA history to go 2 for 2 in Madison Square Garden with a triple-double in each game. The future is extremely bright for Josh Giddey, from the control and pace that he plays at to his gifted playmaking abilities. Those traits, along with his 6'8" frame, is what no doubt has allowed him to flourish in today's NBA.
I'm worried about getting better each and every day, making this team better. So winning more games is more important to me.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Josh Giddey story.